So, so, what's up, guys? Yeah, the Bible, the word of who? Okay. Uh, The word of many. The word of many creatures involved in there, right? Like I said before, I will say it again. My channel is not about promoting hate or love. It's about approaching life in every situation as genuine as possible to the best of your intention and knowledge at the certain time. And I'm not here to talk bad about anyone, but on the other side, I will be being a liar if I haven't catch up with a lot of stuff that it's making society worse, right? Not better in any way, and that's why I speak based on my own observations and research with collaboration with other people, right? But at this time, I'm only here. So the true gospel, it's you, me and you. We're the true gospel. We are the great news. And unfortunately, our parents, our society never taught us that, right? Why would they? It will disrupt the agenda of human slavery, mentality and physically. So I was always interested in why, when I was a child, there's a story. It's a quick story. When I was like 7, 8 years old, right? I was in Chicago, coming from a Sunday from church. And I asked my dad, literally, like a kid, like a normal kid will ask a genuine question and say, why do we have to kneel, Dad? Like, literally, I was 7, 8 years old. I'm like, I just want to know, why do I have to kneel and put my hands like this? And sometimes close my eyes. For me, it was at that age, it was very like weird, awkward, and it will make me feel some type of way, right? And can you shout my name out? What's up, Pixel? Python 15. And so I remember I asked my dad that, right? And he gave me a straight Muhammad Ali straight punch, right? And I was just like, whoa, whoa. Hi, thank you guys, everybody. And I was like, man, I was literally had a genuine little kid question, right? But this is what I noticed along the years growing up, right? Going through tribulations, successes, that when you question something or someone and the response is anger, and I'm not talking only about my father, right? When I asked that question when I was a little kid, along the way, I will have interaction with Jewish people. Jewish people are very secretive, so it was a few. I will be lying if I told, I've been talking to a lot of Jewish people. No, they're very conservative. They don't talk to anybody. The reason I talked to them because I was locked up with them. and they were locked up with me. So that was my opportunity, right? But I talked to pastors, Muslims, and I'm always intrigued. Say hi, what's up? Yeah. And I would always was always very intrigued. Like, why do we have to go through all these steps to approach at that time God, right? And it bothered me. Always did. And kind of like my family knew, my close relatives, uncles, they kind of knew. They felt it because of my conversation, and nobody will give me an answer. They will always bring the Bible, right? The Quran, the Torah, right? And I made a decision, right? Made a decision. I meditated for many years, self analysis. I went and tried a lot of things through the acid test, right? Just like when they test gold, they have a magnet, they test a diamond, whatever. You have to go through a test to prove that it's really valuable, okay? And this is what the response from almost everybody. It was why, well, this is why faith, it's very important, brother. And then I fought for that, just like everybody. Faith, the conviction of something that it's not here yet, but it's gonna come somehow. And I'm like, I wonder if I don't go to work, I still get paid. And that was just a quick example, right? God bless. Yeah, God bless. And so faith in my dictionary, not only me, few people, it clogs your mind. It fogs your mind. It's a poison. It is a poison. It's a poison. Why? Why is it a poison? Why is it a poison? Because it stops you from questioning. It stops you from proving the growth. It stops you from the most wonderful weapon that we have as an individual. Is called observation. Whatever you are focused on, you have to enhance your mind, your senses, whatever at that time that you have intuition, a hunch. And sometimes, guys, I know it's gonna sound bad. They're gonna make fun of you. They're gonna say, "No, man, you. That's why you're going through two relations. You're going through that." No, no, no. That's why you're poor. That's why no. The Bible has two meanings, just like in the legal. People who are lawyers know this. Just like in the legal terminology, it has a different meaning to the judge. It has a different meaning to the prosecutor and to the public. It's like that. So the Bible, it's a book that for the public means this, and for the few, it means that. So one of the things that bother me as coming as from Hispanic culture, from Mexican culture, watching the black people too, back in the day, who were the people working the fields? And it was interesting because I went to Genesis, right? And I see that God was very angry because somebody ate a fruit and now they had knowledge, and he was very uncomfortable with that. And he said, from now on, from the sweat of your forehead, you're going to eat. And the field where you're going to cultivate is going to be very, very bad. It's going to be hard work. I'm like, hold it for a second. So I went through a lot of states of the United States of America just to check this. I'm like, everybody who's in the field working are nothing but Hispanic people. Mhm. Black people got to the point that like, fuck this, you know. They said, fuck this. We already did our share back in the day, right? It's crazy. Hi, what's up? It's crazy. But you don't see Japanese people. You don't see Jewish people working in the fields. You don't see European people working in the field unless they own the land. Here's a catch. Here's a catch. It's only valid if you own the land. But if you don't own anything, that God of Genesis is the raw, true God of slavery. Mm. True God of slavery. You have people who work the field and you have people who own the field, right? Tobacco fields, cotton fields, the barley, all that for the Budweiser, for the beers, everything. People own the fields, but they don't work the fields. They put people to work the fields, right? And that was very, very disgusting to me. And to this point, I believe that hard work, it's a slave mentality. Mhm. I prove it all the time with some coworkers. They tell me, Alex, I like to do double work. I don't like to do it easy, the more sophisticated way, the more safer way. I like to feel the turmoil, the pain. And I realize that this is not only a mental slavery, but this is genetics. This is genetics. Yeah. Slavery is not only a mindset. I believe that to a certain extent, people cannot help it. It's genetics, right? And this is why they have succeeded. They still do succeed because there are two people who believe that that's the true purpose of men to come to this earth. So I'm going to tell my son and my kids, like, Dad, what's my purpose in this life? To love yourself and to work for somebody and work the field. No, that's not. I'm going to bring to the awareness that working in the field is another type of slavery. I don't care how much bread you bring to the table. I don't care. If it's your field, it's good. I got it. It's good. Uh, if it's your field, it's good. If it's not your field, it's not. Right? And I understand that we live in times where they're trying to disguise this, that they're killing Christians or killing people who believe in God. And these same people are the same people who are making this sacrifice so the people can see that the Bible is keeping its promise. In the future days, people are going to prosecute you and persecute you and kill you. So that's these same people, these same creatures that wrote the Bible are doing all this. So then you can see the Bible and this is true. But you don't see that these same people who wrote the Bible are making this thing happen behind the scenes. Yep, behind the scenes. This is no accident. All right. So this is not to be angry, to be shouting who people who believe in God, who people who believe in Allah, who people. It is not. It is not. This is for just to have supreme awareness of what really is going on with this religion message. Okay, guys, sacrificing animals back in the day for the gods. Why should you kill an animal if it's not for you to eat? That's the true purpose, to hunt or eat an animal, right? And it's been hard for my younger years because we all grew up in a family who's Christian, Catholic, Muslim religion beliefs, right? They want you to worship something. They want you to be more fascinated about something than yourself. This is why I always preach the true gospel is you, right? You are the truth. Mm, mm. You are the great news. You should wake up every day, be happy because you're the great news. Mm. You have you. Mm. And it's been challenging, right? Because you people fear, no, to go to prison to get prosecuted because it's easy, man. It's easy to compromise and to just accept an idea and don't have independent thought, right? That's the hardest part. Like I said, one of my previous videos, that one of the hardest, complicated things in life is to make a decision. And one of the decision is that there are no greater news than yourself. Yeah? There isn't. There isn't. And by starting with yourself, that there's nothing greater than you. I'm not the only one saying it. We heard it before. Okay. Waiting for another planet, for another reality rather than this one is wrong. Mm. Because then you don't pay attention to what's going on in this reality, right? Because, like I said, one message is for the private and the other message is for the public. So, what's the message for the private? That they know the Bible is powerful because they wrote it and because they own the resources of the planet. Okay. And the other interpretation is for the public because they have studied genetics and they have studied DNA, that human beings, babies, toddlers, young adults, old people, they always need something to believe in. They always need something to keep going forward. These people were not stupid. They say, we cannot give it so easy. We have to make something very apparent and truthful so they can keep working and focus their attention to us. And this is why I believe that fighting back is not always a good idea because everything starts with a mindset, right? If you fight back, that means you're falling into the trap of you're angry. You know, how do you know that you have conquered this? Is when you can have a Bible and you don't have to get rid of the Bible. It doesn't bother you. There's people who believe in God next to you, and you just look at them and have a regular conversation with them. This is how you know that you have achieved of self conquer. You have mastered yourself. That you really believe that you are the greatest news, right? And you don't need to proclaim or push your beliefs to other people. And this is what the religion people they do. They push their beliefs towards you, right? And yeah, guys, and it's very disturbing. There's more into it because I had the opportunity to talk to a lot of Jewish people, a few Jewish people, how they are, you know, all backgrounds, and this is a system that to this day it gives results. And the only thing that we have to remember is that you are the true gospel, guys. Never forget that. Never forget that you are the most wonderful thing that happened in this planet. There's no sacrifice bigger than anything than you coming to this life, right? And it was not a sacrifice; it was nature. Right? This is going to open your mind and you're not gonna start questioning everything. There's gonna be a time in your life that you're just gonna go silent and analyze not only how you act, but how the other people are acting towards you. And this is a process, right? That eventually it will no longer be a process. It will be the result of paying attention to your own self, your own source, right? And I know that I speak to a lot of people and tell me, Alex, how do I do it? Like my mom and my dad, my brothers, they go to church and they'll kick me out of the house. And here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. And then religion is conditional, right? There's a condition. You have to compromise. And now it's based on fear, you know, based on fear, based on fear. Mm. Too much fear that you are really intimidated by questioning someone, something. Uh, does religion gives you answers? Absolutely, it does. It gives you answers, right? But that doesn't mean they're divine. That doesn't mean they're holy. There's something special, you know. Of course, there's truth because everything that comes from a man. Remember, we're the true gospel. If people wrote that Bible, of course there's going to be truth. Otherwise, people won't read it. People won't believe in it. So don't fool yourself thinking that I will never have to read the Bible again. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that truth cannot be contained in something, cannot be contained in a notebook. Oh, that's the secret. It's stored in a book. It's not. The secret is stored in you. What's up, Derek? What's up? Hey, Coconut. You're a great American. Yeah, yeah, I do my best. More than else, it's nothing wrong to being patriot. It's nothing wrong, but I have the flag, right? And there's more that represents to it, but we have to be a patriot of the planet, guys. Okay, so here's the thing. This is why. How can you know when a true country or a true people are have good intentions, right? When they don't only worry about their city or their country or their family. This is why this family garbage about like families first. It's another way of disguising your selfishness, ego, and evil intentions, right? Because you just I want a legacy to my family, right? Who doesn't? There's nothing wrong. But anybody, that includes religion. Thank you for the hearts. What's up, Coin the Boring? Huh? Axel the rapper. Love you guys. And so I'm sick. Well, I don't know what is the last name. How are you doing? So going back to what I was saying, it's good to be a patriot. We have this wonderful flag. We a lot of people believe in it. A lot of people believe in what it embraces, right? Not only in the legal code, but in the belief systems, in the self-expression, the right to talk about what you want to talk about, right? And but anybody who wants to throw you off that this planet doesn't matter automatically, it's a red flag, and you need to be skeptical with those kind of people. Anybody, a group of people who tells you that there's a better planet, a better world than this one, be aware. They're no good people. They might try to take you off. Okay? This is how they operate. It's always, always something that's gonna distract you. Now, I'm not saying that there's no planets who can be as good as this one. I'm not saying that. It might be. There might be. I haven't been there. Right? There's another thing I've learned. Hmm? There's another thing I've learned that every time that people want to talk about something, if you were not there, sitting on the table with the people discussing what they were discussing, then it's already watered down, my guys. It's already filtered. Okay? It's already filtered. That's why sometimes it's better not to be so involved with the news, with the TV, because all that programming, that's what's called programming. They program you to believe in certain things, right? You see the news, you see whatever, this is what's happening in other countries, and automatically you blame the people or you blame this, and you don't know what exactly what's going on. And I'm telling you, it would be very disturbing if you knew what really is going on. But they take that away from you because that's how it is. That's why it's called the system. It's established, and there's certain groups of people that control what's going to go out and what's going to go in, right? That's why you see a lot of people going to prison, right? Because they were under oath, ex-military. I met a lot of people in the military who got tired of the lies, right? And every time I have a lot of cousins who came from overseas over war, and a lot of times they don't want to talk about anything, right? And people think I thought that years ago that it is because they saw so much killings. It's not true. It's not because of that. Hmm? Oh, they killed so much people. They saw so much. It's not that. It was the political, religious beliefs that people from overseas have, and the traditions and actions that the same government with our government agree to let it go and not do nothing about it. And our soldiers, these people, and I have family, they come here and they don't want to talk about what they saw, and people think it's because of the killings and the blood. It has nothing to do with that, guys. They saw the system on work. They saw the system on duty. They saw a lot of lies. They saw a lot of things, and because they're on hold, they can't say anything. So that's what holds them up, and they're just like very, very upset, right? This is why a lot of people come with PTSD, come with a lot of stuff because they get to see a lot of stuff. And it's not only about blood. It's not only about blood. They see things. The veil gets out, right? You see a lot of political decisions that are being made, a lot of transactions, a lot of things going on the table, and these people cannot just they can't help it, right? And so yeah, guys, that's why independent thought is always going to be the most challenging to master because we've been brainwashed, programmed by our same family that whatever you're thinking, it's no good. It's always what they thinking. Mm. Unless you're a wonderful guy who had a dad like me right now, who can make you aware. Huh? I don't see myself telling my sons that they have to kneel and they have to close their eyes and pray and put their hands like that. How disgusting is this? I will not call myself a man if I would do that. Mm. Okay, Alex, tell me if I have kids in the future or I have kids right now, what can I tell my family? Mm. You can tell your family this, your kids, your daughters. You know what? There's only thing that I can prove to you with the bottom of my heart that you're here. Mm. Where exactly do you come from? We don't know, right? We have stories, mm, and we can listen. But all the time, that arrow has to come back here to you. There's nothing wrong to listening to politicians or religion leaders. I can listen to them for a whole hours, 2, 3 hours. Fascinating. Mm. I learn from them. Mm. How persuasive they are, how their body language, how they express, how eloquent. That's the word, how eloquent they are. I just see them, watch them. It's fascinating. Mm. But I will never fall. I don't fall no more. They hold the truth. That's why people keep going back over there. Mm. They have tricked us and tricked you and everybody that they hold the keys of the kingdom. The true keys of the kingdom are your senses, are your mind, your brain, your hunches, your feelings, observations, your actions. That's the true kingdom. And I know one of my son contradicted me and said, well, we have to come from somewhere. But that doesn't mean we have to worship it. Hi, what's up? Thank you guys for your support. See what I'm saying? Okay, got it. If there's a God who comes and like, hey, I donated my sperm to you and you're my offspring. Okay, good. Do you tell your son and your daughter you have to worship me? Do you tell your son or your daughter you need to worship me? Isn't that a big clue? The same words that these religious people are telling us, we can use it with ourselves. Okay, the Father. Okay, let's say I represent the Father. Do you think I'm going to tell my children you need to worship me? You need to be on your knees, close your eyes, and pray to me? Come on, how pathetic is that? Hmm? The answer is in front of us, guys. Hmm? It's in front of us. Right? You fall, get back, get up again. You fall again, get up again. It don't matter. Right? This is a great analysis. Okay, if we come from somewhere, because I don't deny it, of course we come somewhere. All right, but if that creature, entity, God, alien, extraterrestrial, whatever you want to call it, label you want to put on, needs me to worship him, it's already no good. Mhm. And you can go back to yourself. If you have kids, right? How horrible can a father be or a mother telling their sons, you have to be on your knees, you're going to pray to me. Huh? You're going to worship me. No. Our work as parents is to make the best individual of our sons and daughters. They have to be their own individual. They have to be their own individual. I cannot tell my son, my family, to worship something outside themselves. I cannot. And you shouldn't either. This is how we're going to create ripple effect and we're going to shift reality. We're going to create another reality that we thought it was impossible, but it's not. It's not. It's not. Thank you. Thank you. It's not. Thank you. It's not about the viewers, but I appreciate it. It's not because it's still recorded. And in the future, whoever wants to watch it, they can come and watch it. Right. So I'm going to wrap it up with this. The best gift you can give to your family is to make them learn their own way. Make your kids share with your kids how can they tap into their own inner self. One of the best ways to do this is let them make decisions at an early age. And we know how it feels when we were young and our parents will take us to the barber shop or will take us to the clothing grocery shop or the clothing to buy us clothes and they would choose it for us. How angry we would get because they thought because you don't know better. How come we don't know better? We're already 20, 40, 50, 60 year old and we hate that. It bothers us, right? One of the best things you can do with your children is allow them to make their own decisions. If they like that dress, buy it. Oh, I don't want to wear it no more. No, you're going to wear it. You chose it. so they can learn from the consequences of the repercussions. All right, Dad, I want that. Okay, cool. Are you sure you want that? Yeah, I want this haircut. Okay, you want that haircut? Okay, good. I don't like it. No, you now you're gonna deal with it because decisions come with repercussions and consequences, and it's not negative, positive. It's just the nature of life, right? It's the nature of life. Obviously, if your children, there, I want a gun or I want a knife, you're not gonna give it to them. I'm not talking to that extent. I'm talking to the normal things of daily life, right? This is how I've been doing with my own kids, and it's been working because I see them that they just wake up and they're just ready to conquer the world. They're not scared or intimidated by anything, right? And I encourage to people who have kids who want to have kids in the future, don't do what our parents did with you or with us because I said so. It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous to tell children because I said so. You're programming your kid to obey a human being for the rest of his life. We don't want obedient people in this world. I'm not saying we want rebels. We want independent thinkers who can think on their own, embrace the consequences. That's it. That will create maturity and that will create character in the future. All right, guys. Love your children. Love the world. Love this country. Love you guys.